got to go.
You don't have to.
Oh, okay.
He would like to have both of us, though.
Oh. Well, next time he needs to send something to my inbox.
I'll tell him to just do you and skip me. You can do it by yourself.
No, you're the one that agreed to this. He just needs to.
I've done it before.
He needs to reach out to me next time.
Okay.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Boom, and welcome to the Big Honker Podcast, brought to you by Ducks Unlimited. I am Jeff Stanfield with the world-famous Andy Shaver.
Yes.
When are we going to get our music back?
I don't know.
So do the people hear the music?
Sure. Yeah.
So they hear it, we just don't hear it, right?
Yep.
Okay. Sure is crazy. It just don't seem the same. It just don't get the same vibe for me.
Sorry. Play it on your computer before you come in here. How about that?
Well, that's all right.
I can tell you to do.
Fox News has a new poll out.
Good. Oh,
86% of the Republicans do not trust the federal government. What I want to know is who the fuck are them 14%?
Right. What is it among Democrats?
I don't know. It's just showing it was. They've got a new poll out now on the Republican nomination and all kinds of shit. I mean, everybody's wasting time right now. They just said it's finally come out that we have a clear front runner. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been real clear since 2018, 17, 16, whenever you want to do it.
Right.
It's such a he's so far ahead they don't even put numbers up now. So I think he's around 70%.
Yeah.
And Trump is over 60 and DeSantis is under 15.
And he's the closest second?
Yep, and Vivek is third.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So, and they said Vivek and Haley had the best of the debate.
Yeah. You got to be careful, though. You get that guy that answers all the questions right, and you got to be worried about him. Too polished. I like him. Don't get me wrong. I like what he stands for. I like some of his ideas. But you gotta watch the guy that's really polished.
Are we gonna find out his wife has a penis in 10 years?
I don't know. Maybe.
What is his family? I wonder.
What do you mean?
Vivek. I wonder. I don't know nothing about the guy.
Kids. I don't know. Wife and kids.
Very successful man because he's a billionaire, isn't he?
Billionaire. Yeah.
How do you make his money?
I think Big Pharma.
Oh, no shit.
I don't know. I'm just making shit up.
Well, that's a big one. Would you say the biggest waste of money right now is if you gave your money to Mike Pence or Chris Christie? Because I heard they're going to maybe run together.
Right.
So they can double coup. If you're giving money to them, you are wasting your freaking money. Give your money to a charity. Go to your church. Give it to your church. Mm-hmm. Because if you're giving money to them, you are wasting time and money.
In 2014, Ramaswamy founded the biotechnology firm Rovient Sciences. The ROI in the company's name refers to return on investment. The company was incorporated in Bermuda, a tax haven. So here's the deal with Wikipedia. We're going to get a slant. We're going to get people that don't really like Vivek. But yeah, he made his money in the drug industry somehow.
This is my issue I have with poor people talking about rich people because I'm a poor person, so I can say this.
No.
Yeah, I am poor.
Compared to what?
Compared to Vivek Ramsway.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of people in the world.
No, not in the world. You're top 1% there, buddy.
Well, there's a very shallow 1%. I'm on the very bottom of the gene pool there. Anyways, here's what I was getting.
You're a 1%er if you expand it into the entire world.
Okay. In the United States. In Highland Park, Texas, or in Manhattan, I would be homeless probably. That's how poor I am. But I read today where Jamila Hill, the race baiter, is calling out Jerry Jones now. Because Jerry Jones said...
Allegedly.
No, Jerry Jones did say this. That he is a self-made man. Mm-hmm. And she was criticizing him that because his dad had an insurance company worth $6 million.
Right.
And he got $1 million loan to start some shaky pizza franchises that ended up failing.
Right.
But he's not self-made. He is self-made. He's turned $1 million loan someone gave him into a wealth of $15 billion.
I kind of agree with her.
Huh?
Yeah.
How do you come up with that solution to that?
What do you mean?
He failed at a couple of businesses.
He was put on third base, and now he's acting like he hit a grand slam.
I'd say he's somewhere between first and second.
No.
So, okay.
The motherfucker's rounding third, and the outfielder bobbled the ball.
Let's do the math then real quick.
I understand.
He got
the
$1
math.
million loan.
Yep.
He did not give him $1 million. Yep. Someone gave him $1 million loan.
Yep.
What's the difference between him and me borrowing $1 million? First of all, people would loan him $1 million. Ain't nobody gonna loan me $1 million.
His dad loaned him the $1 million.
I don't know that his dad did loan him $1 million.
You just said that.
Okay, I think I misspoke. He got $1 million loan. Regardless, he got same with Donald Trump. Donald Trump's far more polished than his dad ever was. Just because you come from families and gave you a head start in life doesn't mean you're not self-made. It's not like he had a trust fund he was living on.
I think not self-made, but severely advantaged. What's the word?
The kid busted his ass, was a good athlete.
I'm not saying any of that.
Okay.
I'm just saying that he had a leg up on the competition. If Donald Trump's dad gave him, what was it, like $3 million or something like that, he had a serious advantage over the competition that had nothing.
But he'd done it with something. He made a lot more out of it.
Not saying that he didn't.
Let's go back to Jerry Jones. So Jerry Jones started a Shakey's bought some pizza franchises. They went broke. Done some other things, went broke. Had to go back to work for his dad. Mm-hmm. Got out on his own, started him an oil and gas company, and that's where he started making his money. Now, he sold and borrowed against everything he had to buy the Dallas Cowboys for $120 million. Mm-hmm. The Cowboys are now worth about $12 billion.
I understand.
When he bought the Cowboys were losing $1 million a month is why the guy sold them. Jerry Jones is a hard-working, he might be kind of a damn shyster, but he made what he's worth today. And I'm not a Jerry Jones guy, but it pisses me off when most other NFL owners, and I'm not saying all of them, the Hunt family, they've got old oil money. The people that bought most of the NFL ownerships is big family trust money that they've had for years. And so Jerry Jones went in and bought that, and he made the NFL a lot better place. He got a contract with Nike. He did all kinds of stuff. He was instrumental in moving the NFL forward. Mm-hmm. And I think she's wrong for that, but that's the way she is, because anybody that's white that does anything in life, she comes up with put white privilege on them. And I don't think Jerry Jones had a lot of privilege. I think Jerry Jones was lucky enough his dad was successful, but I don't think his dad did not have the kind of means to give him money to buy an NFL team or anything. He did that on his own.
With other people's money.
He borrowed money.
He raised money.
If you got to pay it back, it's called borrowing.
International Brotherhood of Teamsters is who he got his initial.
I saw that. That's who it was. Yeah, I couldn't remember who it was. Yep, Jimmy Hoffa and them loaned him some money.
Yeah.
But anyways, I saw that and I thought, and here she is bitching again about that stuff. But anyways, back to the presidential candidates. I don't know much about anybody else on the Republican ticket. I know who Nikki Haley is. I know Mike Pence is. I know who Chris Christie. But I don't know anybody. The Vivek, whatever his name is. There's a couple other people that are running. I hope Trump picks a strong VP candidate, and I would love for it to be Tim Scott. I would. I think Tim Scott is a really sharp man. That's who I'd like to see him have. Tim Scott or Condoleezza Rice is not interested in getting back in politics, I don't think. And she's a carryover from the Bush administration. I don't trust them, but I would like to see him get either a lady or a minority, strong conservative minority. And I hate putting tags on people, but that's what I would like to see happen. Mm-hmm. And if something happened to Trump, I think Tim Scott would be a good president.
Right. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I mean, if it ain't RFK, I ain't showing up.
You're not going to vote for Trump?
If it ain't RFK, I'm staying at the house.
So you're telling me right now that you're not going to vote for Donald Trump?
If it's not RFK as the VP, I'm out. Sorry, I'm out. And for that reason, I'm out. He back to Jerry Jones. He realized after he failed at Shakey's that he had an ability to sell, and he had a deal in place at 23 years old to buy the San Diego Chargers. His dad talked him out of it.
Yes, I knew that.
AFL wasn't profitable, so he got out of it and held out to buy America's team, which I don't think was America's team back then.
Yeah, it was.
Was it?
Yep, Doomsday Defense, America's team. They called it.
Well, good for him.
Now, that's what they called it in Texas. I don't know if or in America they are. The Cowboys were probably the first NFL team that traveled real well.
Yeah. Traveled real well.
And they had a fan base at every place.
I like Jerry, though.
I don't have nothing against Jerry Jones at all. Jerry Jones is a waterfowler. He's
Just
from
an
Arkansas.
Old player.
An oil tycoon guy.
Yeah.
And he's got a hell of a story. He does.
Old boy knows how to sell.
Now, she's trying to line him as a racist also because of the comment he made about going back. And
he probably has racist tendencies.
well, he watched it in school when he was a little member. But if you asked his ex-players, he does more for them than anyone else. And
He'd go to war for any of them.
And if he was racist, he wouldn't do that.
No.
So that can snub the racist part of the deal. His problem is he wants to be in the limelight too much. And that's why everybody knows who he is.
That's right. That's why everybody knows who the Cowboys are.
But I think that the best
Sometimes you got to have a villain.
Now, I think that Dallas gets a bad rap. This ain't going to be an NFL podcast, but since we're talking about Jerry Jones, the Cowboys get a bad rap, but Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones have done a great job as being general managers. People can say what the hell they want to about it, but they have done a great job on drafting as good as any team in the NFL has. They're a homegrown team, and they've got a lot of talent.
Still wish they would have got Manziel.
They've had a couple of breaks fall their way.
Dak.
Romo, Dak, and Micah. They didn't want Micah. They wanted Patrick Surtain, who's a stud also, but he's not no Michael Parsons.
Yeah.
Michael Parsons is the next LT, it looks like. Okay.
Ooh, boy.
Go back to politics now.
Okay.
Lauren Boebert.
God love her. I
Now,
love that video.
They say that she got set up. Let me tell you something. I want to apply for that job that old boy had if he was an employee.
Right.
Could you imagine okay, now here's what you're going to do. You're going to take her to the movie, and you're going to touch her boobs, and she's going to fondle and she's going to fill you up, and we're going to film all of it, and then we'll leak it out.
Yeah.
First of all, do you really give two shits? If it was AOC sitting there, I would not care.
No, I don't care. I don't care at all.
I mean,
I liked watching the video. I thought it was hot.
But who gives a shit? Right. I mean, it's two adults consenting in a dark theater. Should have probably used better choices. There's no doubt about that.
I love it, personally.
But
I bet she's in on the take.
You think so?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Why would you not be that? Why would you not be in on the take? I bet the whole thing was some big conspiracy.
Well, I can tell you right now, of all the congressman ladies out there, her and AOC are about the only two people anybody want to see that happen to.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, there may be some other one. I don't know who it is, but she's a good-looking lady, and
she is.
Made a bad choice probably, but it's
not a bad. Well,
they're saying now.
Choice?
Well, they say now it's all a setup deal. Like the guy was in on it.
I think I'd say probably 100%, and I'd say there's probably a strong possibility that she knew what was going on.
See, I don't think so.
Why?
What good would it do her?
Everybody's talking about her.
Well, it doesn't matter. She's got to run again anyways in a year.
She's going to win. She's going to win because of this. Everybody loved the video.
So you think that there's people on the deal saying the
Oh
chick that got felt up, we're voting for her.
100%. Like, yeah, she's one of us. She likes to party. She likes to vape. She likes to watch Beetlejuice. She likes to get fondled up. She likes to feel.
What is the Beetlejuice deal? Is that a play or a movie?
I guess it's a play. I don't know. She likes to vape. She's one of us.
See, I didn't watch all. I just saw a little bit of it and I turned it off. But I didn't care.
Right.
I mean, I just don't see. Of all the shit going on in the world, that's the main focus. Let's focus on those people getting felt up at the Epstein Island. That's never going to happen.
No, never. No, I don't know why anybody thinks that it will either at this point.
But it's just sad to think that that's how bad our FBI and CIA are.
Well, it hadn't just got that way.
No, not at all.
Time to move forward.
But, you know, and I was on a page, the Wichita Falls Times Record News Facebook page. They had a picture of the Lauren Boebert deal, matter of fact. And I wrote on there, I said, it's amazing the journalism that's on this thing.
Right.
Why can't you? It would be nice if one of you journalists would actually investigate why not one name from the Epstein Island has come out. And one of the typical city libs, kid I went to high school with, real douchebag. Of course, I can't believe you're still buying into that BS about the Epstein Island and the laptop. Ha, 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 ha. Why would you not want to find out who was on that list?
Right.
Both sides.
Yep.
If you come out today and you told me Donald Trump's on that list and he was at that island fondling little girls, put his ass in jail. Everybody there should be put in jail.
If Trump was there, they'd already had that.
Well, of course. There's no doubt. Anybody that's a Republican would have. Mm-hmm. If your boy RFK was there, they'd be all over it.
Yep. Yeah. But yeah, the Boebert thing doesn't bother me. I think more videos of our congressmen should come out of fondling people up. To be honest with you, now I'm all for it.
The same media though that's on her ass doesn't have a problem with we've spent $30 million of taxpayer dollars covering up sex scandals with Congress and all the interns and stuff that work up there. But they're not interested in that. They want two consensual people,
right? Nipple tweaking. I just obviously don't know her, but you know, he was awfully handsy for being a first date.
What makes you think it was the first date?
They've said that it was the first date.
No shit.
Yeah,
she'd be fun to go out with. Then.
But that's what I mean. So obviously I don't know her. Obviously. But if this is a first date and he's groping her like that, I just think he knew. I just think both parties knew going into this that this was what was going to happen.
There are 1,000 guys out there right now going, I need to apply for this job. Where's it at?
Yeah, how do you get this? And then now he's he's a big liberal, the guy is, and big liberal bar owner. And so part of me thinks that something's fishy here.
I'm not going to say that. Do you think that I had a bad thought. Do you? I've lost complete thought of what I was even thinking about. Do you think? Well, okay. Why is the vaping a big deal? I guess I don't understand that.
She's vaping near a pregnant lady. I guess lady told her to stop. She didn't stop. She kept doing it. Evidently, she was making a real ruckus during the middle of Beetlejuice, dancing and all sorts of oddities. Really drawing the spotlight to herself. And then they asked her politely to leave. Well, she said she didn't vape, and then the video came out, and she was like, "Oh, maybe I vaped." She said she didn't even know what a vape was. So,
okay, I've heard him talk about the vape. I didn't watch all the video. I just watched just a little bit of it. He touched her boob a couple times. She touched him, and I turned it off.
He didn't touch it. He got handfuls.
Sounds like a fun girl to go out with on the first date. Just buy her a vape and a Beetlejuice ticket.
Yeah,
but I didn't understand why the vaping was such a big deal. It's not illegal. She's in Colorado, right?
I mean,
I think that's where she's from.
If there's a no vape policy at the theater, then
yes,
you can get asked to leave.
No, I understand why they kicked her. If she's being disruptive and shit, they ought to kick her ass out.
And then, like I said, she's singing and dancing and really making
ass for
really making a spectacle of herself. And then apparently, whenever now this has not been confirmed. I don't know if there's audio on the videos, but whenever they were asking her to leave, she was, do you know who I am?
Pulled that old shit.
Yeah. So evidently it didn't matter. Now, everybody is making a big conspiracy that this was a setup and blah, 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 blah. I think anymore you have to assume video cameras are everywhere.
I would have never thought about it being a camera in a theater until you said that. It makes sense, especially the infrared ones.
Well, and I mean, you've had several theater shootings, so I just assume that I'm being watched everywhere that I go.
Yeah, there's not very many. Unless you're in your own home.
And even then.
Yeah, if your computer's on like ours are right now, I'm sure that somebody can sit down and watch us anytime.
Well, the people from Ring Video Doorbell, they have admitted that they would do that.
Just watch people?
Yeah, watch people sleep, watch them masturbate, watch them do all sorts of weird stuff. Talk to them in the middle of the night, wake them up.
Who's masturbating on the front porch?
No, like on the Alexas. Like people have people have cameras in rooms in their house. Bedrooms and living rooms. I don't think bathrooms, but yeah, they admitted to watching them. Back in 2018, it all came out.
I'll be damned.
Yep. Talking to them and shit, whispering to them in the middle of the night. Which, I'm sure you're fucking bored working for Ring Video Doorbell. Like, what else you gonna do? Well, let's plug into their Alexa. Let's see if they're snoring, and if they are, let's whisper to them. I'd love it.
Oh, that'd be a fun job to fuck with people all
I'd
day.
be all about it. Now, obviously, it's a big invasion of privacy, but it's funny.
Wasn't there someone that had a baby monitor that that somebody was talking to someone's kid over a baby monitor?
Yeah, I think so.
That's creepy.
Yeah. Yeah. Ring employees watching. I'll type that in.
Have you seen the hack now where you're supposed to take your phone and you can go in any hotel room and see if there's a hidden camera in there?
No,
I never think about a hidden camera being in a hotel.
Yeah. Let's see. I think it was 2018. Boy, I tell you what, ever since that lightning strike out here, our internet has been shit. Awful, awful, awful. It has, I don't know if it's fried it. I don't know what it's done, but it is
Maybe I need to call Starlink. And
terrible. FTC says Ring employees illegally surveyed customers failed to stop hackers from taking control of users' cameras. The Federal Trade Commission charged home security camera company Ring with compromising its customers' privacy by allowing an employee or contractor to access consumers' private videos and by failing to implement basic privacy and security protection, enabling hackers. I want to see what all they did. 2018. In a complaint says, come on, just give me what they did. Give me what they did. But anyway, yeah, it was 2018, so I was right about that. But God love them.
You have if you've brung that stuff into your house, though, you're asking for it. I mean, we've got Alexa in the house, and we don't have a Ring. We have a security company that has all of our cameras, but I don't have anything in the house. I've got them all on the perimeter of the house.
Like, we invited it in.
Yeah, we did.
Like everybody that is making a big deal about the government spying on you and the government's going to do this and the government's going to do that. The government doesn't have to. We willingly signed up for everything that is going on. We carry around little bitty microphones and cameras and tracking devices everywhere that we go. Everywhere. It's right here. They don't have to fucking do anything. We did it to ourselves. We brought in cameras into our homes and just hoped that the people that were in charge were going to have our best interests at heart. Turns out, they got some quacks at work there.
Well, a lot of this, when it first came out, it was like the Jetsons to us. Here we are, my generation especially. We didn't grow up with cell phones and stuff. Then all of a sudden you get these cell phones. I remember Scott Tarwater was at the lodge one day. Him and a real prominent hotel guy that's a famous family was here, and we were playing poker up in the house right up by the road right there. It's like 6 of us playing cards, and they both had gotten BlackBerry phones that day. Mm-hmm. And they were so excited. And they're like, Jeff, this will just change your life. All that day they were on the phone doing it, and there wasn't shit. Wasn't shit to look at back then.
Right.
They stayed on their phone the whole time, but they said, this is so addicting, blah, blah. They were right.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, they know what the app companies, they knew what they were doing. But I can't find exactly what they did, and I want to know what all they did. But yeah, we brought the cameras into our home. So anybody that's worried about, there's master bedrooms, cameras in master bedrooms, all sorts of weird
I don't understand why people have cameras in their house.
For burglary. But
I put them on the outside. I mean, that's me. You can't get into my house without being on a camera.
Right.
I don't have any on the lodge. Got them inside and outside. I can see my office anytime. I can see the dining room. I can see all the outside.
Why'd you do that? Same
I don't
principle.
I don't walk around naked at the lodge and don't have, or your mom's. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand the people, but I know so many people that have them in their houses too.
Yeah.
We've been out to dinner with a couple or two, and they'll be like, "Oh, let me check the kids." And I look at the camera, make sure the kids ain't doing nothing wrong.
Yeah.
And that part I get, but when you do that, you're inviting someone on the outside also has got that same, can watch your family at any time.
It's got to be so hard for teenagers nowadays
to get by with shit.
Anything. I mean, you got tracking devices on your phones. You got cameras everywhere. How do you sneak out and meet the girlfriend on the dirt road anymore? I guess you leave your phone at a friend's house and just pray to God your parents don't call it.
Or your parents go to sleep and they don't give two shits as long as you're home by midnight.
I mean, maybe there's that, but I don't know.
Are you gonna have location services on your boys' phones?
Yeah.
All times.
Yeah.
And they'll try to turn them off probably.
Probably. Then I'll know.
Yeah.
I'll call them. Hey, your location's off.
Turn
it
that
back on.
bitch back on.
Yeah.
Got bad signal, Dad. Can't hear you.
You can put air tags on them. Like, there's a bunch of sneaky ways. You can put an air tag on their vehicle, them not know about it. There's a bunch of ways now to keep track of these little fuckers.
Or you can just trust your kid, let them grow up and live a normal life.
I'll trust them, but I'm going to verify. Trust but verify.
That's not trusting.
Trust but verify. Trust you until I can't anymore.
You're on school board. Do all the classrooms have cameras inside now too?
Jeff, I can't divulge that information.
That's a yes.
Can't divulge any information on this.
Okay, if you weren't on school board, but let's say you were on school board anywhere else.
Okay.
Would you be 4 cameras in the classroom?
Boy. I don't know. Part of me says yes. Part of me says you're inviting a lot of problems.
What problems?
Well,
what about the teacher that don't teach?
Well, that's what I mean.
Why is that a problem?
There's a teacher shortage, Jeff. We'll take any.
So you're just going to run someone off because they're not doing their job.
Listen, as long as you keep everybody, remotely not stupid and alive by 3:30, you got a job. No, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be totally against having cameras in there, but I don't know. But then also, do you want the Chinese to hack it and, see everybody's schedule? Or what if there's just a bad actor that's a computer hacker?
So you're blaming on the Chinese now?
No, what if there's just a bad actor out there that wants to know the inner workings of a school system and wants to know who's where, when, what hour, what doors people go out, and, uses it for the detriment of that school? Obviously, there is a way of that happening. So
that's your reason why you do not want security cameras in a class?
I mean, I'm not for or against it. I just see the pros and cons of both of it. You would be able to snoop in and make sure teachers are doing their job and holding people accountable, and the custodian staff making sure that they're doing what they're doing and not sleeping on a broom handle. But I mean, just like with the Ring video doorbells inside homes, there's bad actors out there.
I had a conversation yesterday with someone. We was talking about school consolidations, and we were talking about here and all over the state of Texas. Mm-hmm. And I said, me and Andy have had this conversation. Andy's against consolidating all of our schools because he says we're going to lose too many jobs if we do it.
Yep.
My argument is there's a teacher shortage, so it's not like those people can't get employed somewhere else. It's not like you're cutting someone out and throwing them out in a market where they can't get a job. You can get a job anywhere.
Just not here.
Right. And so, but we were talking about the teacher shortage and how terrible, and I'm assuming it's not just a Texas thing. I'm assuming it's nationwide.
I guess. I'm assuming so. Nobody wants to go in that profession anymore. It's a thankless job.
Do you think if we threw more money at it, we would pull in much more people? Do you think it's the reason people don't want to do it is not a money thing? It's just the whole system.
I think there's a lot of politics that are involved that people just choose to stay out of. Money solves everything. So, yeah, I think more money would probably help to some extent, but I don't know. I don't know what the fix is.
Too many.
I wouldn't want to do it.
When I was growing up, things were a whole lot different than they are now. I'm sure we had the same problems. We just didn't know about it, and it wasn't magnified by an iPhone and social media. But I would go to school every morning, and I would catch a bus, and the bus stop was our front yard. It was also the football field because we played football in my front yard. Our yard by December was solid dirt. There wasn't no grass left in it at all. 15 boys playing football every morning in it and some girls watching. Mm-hmm. Got on a school bus, went to elementary school, got out of school at 3:30, let's say. Rode a bus home. If I didn't have football practice, baseball, or basketball, I went home on a bus. My mom didn't get home till 5:30. I was 7, 8 years old. Had a key to the front door, if it was even locked. Mm-hmm. Went in the house, made a snack, watched Gilligan's Island, or whatever it was.
Right.
And that was the life we live. Mm-hmm. Parents sent you to school, but it wasn't a babysitting service.
Yeah, they expected you to do your job.
You went to school, and you got in trouble at school, and that old saying, everybody's like, oh, I'm sure it was really like that. But if I got my ass in trouble at school, I got in trouble at home.
Yeah.
It didn't matter who was right or wrong. I don't remember ever anybody being upset with one of the teachers for discipline. Today's parents are soft. And too overprotective. And they don't raise their kids, not all of them, because there's some out there, but big majority of parents don't raise their kids. And that's what the teachers keep saying, A long time ago, there was 1 or 2 bad apples in a class. Now there's 1 or 2 good apples in a class.
Yeah.
And if you get on to a kid, he's disrespectful to you. Have you seen the video of the little black boy, that teacher comes into like a pre-K room, like 4 years old, and she's like, hey, good morning, I'm so-and-so. Shut up, bitch.
I saw one video where they did that to Joe Biden.
No, that's probably the same meme, and they just overplayed that music on the voice. Oh. So a boy just screams at her, cusses at her, and some dad in the back's like, hey.
Yeah, I think that's Joe Biden.
No, this is an actual class that a kid's in class and does that. But where are we in the world where you get a 5 or 6 year old kid that talks that way?
And as the president said, I teach English. I teach at Nova. Have you heard of Northern Virginia Community College? Yes. Okay, it's not far from here. So my first day is next Tuesday. So
that's that kid. That's the actual video. That kid saying that.
What?
That's a pre-K kid in a class. That's that boy saying that. They just voiced over that, him saying that to her. That's not somebody saying that to her. That's a made-up deal.
Are you sure?
Yes. I'm telling you, if you look it up, you can find that boy saying that same deal, and he's in a classroom with 5 or 6 year old kids.
She acted like it would happen.
Well, maybe someone else.
Watch her reaction.
I understand that, but that's not.
So you're saying this video is fake?
Yes, but that's funny as hell, though. Yeah, somebody probably said something to her on the side. Somebody probably said Joe shit his pants again or some shit.
Oh,
wrong video. But I've seen it, and it's hilarious. But this is a little kid in a classroom full of pre-K, Jameson's age.
Right.
And some dad's like, hey. But that's where we've come to in public schools.
So that wasn't it?
No, that's the voice, though. That's the actual voice of that kid saying that.
I'll be damned.
But
you just can't trust anything.
No. But that's where we've gotten to in the world.
Yeah.
You know what happened when I was young? If some kid would have done that, they'd beat his ass.
Yeah. Well, damn. You just can't trust anything on TikTok anymore. They're getting good at their shit, though.
I'm really proud that one of our good friends, his son is a young guy, and he's going to listen. He's going to call me today when this comes out and laugh his ass off. His son shot the neighbor's windows out with a BB gun.
Oh, right.
And he was telling me about it and stuff. And I told him, I said, been there, done that.
Yeah.
I said, that's good to see somebody raise a real kid again that gets to walk around with a BB gun in the neighborhood. Probably not going to be walking around with a BB gun for a while now.
No.
But
lost those privileges. Poor kid.
I bet BB gun sales are down in the bot toilet from what they were in the 70s. Every kid in my neighborhood had a BB gun. It wouldn't be nothing to drive down the street and see 6 or 7 boys carrying a BB gun apiece walking down alley shooting birds.
Right.
Cats didn't kill birds like they do now because we did.
Right. Yeah, cats, they'll run through them.
It's billions of birds a year.
Yeah.
Songbirds a year die from cats.
We got to get rid of cats. That's the answer.
Cats and coons.
Just get rid of them.
Well, that's not going to happen.
Well, we need to. I can't find anything about BB gun sales.
Has to be way down. This anti-deal shit. What's with your boy Howard Stern? You used to be a big Howard Stern guy. Are you a Howard Stern fan still?
No, I don't even have Sirius.
Do you know that he's proud that he's woke now?
Really?
Yep. He, of all people, should be canceled for the shit he's done and the things he did to women.
What did he do to women?
All the shit he said and did and sexualized them and everything. Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
In today's world, he would be canceled.
Okay, but he's woke now, and he was throwing shade at Lauren Boebert, the same guy who said, "Why don't those Colombian the Columbine killers? Why didn't they have sex with some of them girls before they killed them? Because if I was going out, I'd at least have sex with them." That's what he said.
Right.
And he's going to throw shade at somebody else for doing shit.
Probably defended Bill Clinton too.
And his buddy Jimmy Kimmel.
Right. But I don't think anybody listens to Howard Stern anymore.
I didn't even know he was relevant anymore. I didn't know. Did you ever watch The Man Show?
No, that was before my time.
The fat kid that was on the corner that looked like he was 14 years tall that sold beer on the corner to them old ladies. Absolute comedy genius.
Right.
Have you ever seen the video of it?
Uh-uh.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You got to watch this shit.
Still says Howard Stern averages 12 million a day. That's good.
Well,
That's
Joe Biden got 81 million votes, so there
Howard
you go.
Stern is the third most popular radio program podcast. I'll be damned. Good for him.
He's a piece of shit.
He's made his money.
He has. Pull up Man Show, kids selling beer.
Didn't they do blackface on this?
Yeah, I think they did all kinds of shit. It was a funny show. People just need a sense of humor.
Beer.
It's just funny how some people have had a free pass on shit they've done from the past, and now Katy Perry's ex-husband's catching shit.
Come get your beer. Come on, who wants it? Hot day, cold beer. Hey, honey, want a beer? Interest you dolls in a cocktail? This one's on me. Maybe later I can get on you. Would you like an ice cold beer? Beer. It's ladies' night. Bitches drink free.
Bitches drink free.
But I have to check your ID though. I'm just 10-year-old.
I don't know how you would be allowed to sell something alcoholic. You're not old enough. You're not 21.
Are you gonna buy something?
Buy something, but I don't think that you're doing something that's the law. Okay, so I suggest you leave.
Okay, listen, Hitler. There's no Germany in here.
Smart ass kid you are, boy.
You need to loosen up. Have a beer. He says, how about a beer? No. Your mouth says no, but your fat gut says yes.
You're what?
Fat guts.
Want a cerveza? Hey, there's a happy couple. How about a beer?
Can I use my laundry dog?
You're obviously not using it for laundry. You should drink them both so your girlfriend looks better. Would you two young broads like a drink? Hey guys, should I pour you 3?
Yeah, that's all we need.
That'll,
5 cents?
yeah, each. I'm gonna need to see some ID though. You guys look like you barely have pubes. Alright. Were you in the war, sir?
Yeah, probably World War II.
Kill any crowds?
Kill any crowds?
I don't think so. When I get, I don't know it.
You were so drunk you didn't know.
There you go, man.
Head for the mountains, literally.
How's business going?
I figured it was fake beer.
You just started?
No, I'm serious though. Head for the mountains.
He's a little dick.
Get out of here.
Get out of here. Anyways, they did the same. This is funny too. He wants to put lotion on girls on the beach.
I wonder if he is 21. I wonder if that's that Zach Milanakis or whoever it was.
I don't know. I think he's older than he actually looks, but I have no idea about his background. But it was funny. But that was the Man Show
Yeah.
that Jimmy Kimmel was part of, who's Mr. Woke now and does everything. Well, all the shit he did there would be wrong today. But it was funny, and I don't understand why we can't go back to that in comedy. I don't understand why society is so hung up. Is there that many people up there raising hell and bitching, or is it just one or two, and we buy into everything that they bitch about?
I mean, but why can't people change though?
Change to what? That's funny.
Yeah, but I mean, what if he thinks that what he's doing now is funny?
Jimmy Kimmel's not funny now.
What if he thinks he is?
Well, he may be, but I'm telling you, he's not. That show's funny,
I
though.
bet more people watch him now than ever watched the Man Show.
Yeah, because he's on a different platform now. I tell you what, yeah, you're probably right. But how many people you think watch Jimmy Kimmel a night? I bet Greg Gutfeld has more people watching than Jimmy Kimmel does. Would you take that bet, yes or no, before you look it up?
Mm-mm.
So you don't think so?
No.
You think Greg Gutfeld has more?
Yeah. 1.1.
It's terrible.
Is it?
Yeah. What do you think Johnny Carson was pulling at that time slot?
There was 4 channels.
Well,
I mean, you can't.
okay.
That's apples and
we'll
oranges.
see what Greg Gutfeld pulls in a night.
This one says 1.6.
Well, that's-
no, 1.6 for Jimmy Kimmel.
Okay.
Gutfeld, what's his show called?
The Greg Gutfeld Show, I think.
That's easy to find. Greg Gutfeld. He gets 2.4.
Okay. He's 33% bigger than at 1.6 to 2.4.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't watch either one of them.
Right.
But I would watch Greg Gutfeld before I would watch Jimmy Kimmel. But Jimmy Kimmel, now see what the Man Show would pull in. I'm going to bet it was probably $1 million per on that too.
They actually lost viewers. Started out strong and then just tanked, I guess. It says it went from 2 million viewers to 600,000.
But it was started out at 2 million.
Yeah. So
No,
somehow they
just like
jumped
his
the
Jimmy
shark.
Kimmel show going to the tank. But that platform was funny. Saturday Night Live used to be funny a long time ago.
Yeah.
But look at the people they had on there were amazing people. That cast was crazy. And I'm not a Jimmy Kimmel. I don't like all the woke Hollywood shit. I don't watch much shit anyways, but that was a funny show.
Yeah. It was good.
I was watching in the office last night. We had dove hunters here, and it was about 9:30, and I was waiting for the ladies to get the kitchen ready before we could leave. And 2.5 Men was on in the office, and I watched it.
Another great show
And
that they couldn't do today.
no, and it's crazy because one of the the little things that they say now that I'm like, oh, they can't say that shit now.
Right.
Alan did something, or Jake or somebody did something. He's like, well, that's gay. And then they said it again 2 or 3 times. No, that's gay. That's
Yeah.
gay. And I thought, well, they'd get your ass in trouble these days.
It would. It would. It's funny. Jesse was watching Friends last night. I was editing podcasts until late, and she was watching Friends right before bed, and there was Ross got a girl pregnant, and she had a lover. So Ross was basically a sperm donor.
No, hold on now. Ross knocked some chick up.
She turned lesbian.
Okay.
So they were going to the birthing classes, and it was the 2 women and Ross. Yeah. So, but I mean, like, it's funny that everybody is all up in arms about that being on TV today, but it was on TV back in the 90s. Because, like I told Jesse, like, if that's on TV today, her and I are having a different conversation about what we're watching. But since Friends is Friends, nobody says anything about it.
Okay, I'm lost here. So you think if it was on today, you would be discussing what you're watching?
Yeah, it's just like, fuck another one.
No, I understand where
Like,
you're
why
coming
can't
from.
we just,
then.
it's like, oh, fuck, here we go again with this shit. But
Why can't
it's
we
on-
have just a straight show?
But it's on Friends, and it's like, well, okay, whatever.
It was funny back then because it was very weird, and that didn't happen
because
very
it was a
often.
novelty back then, I guess.
I just was unheard of. I mean, you didn't hear about that much.
That makes sense, I guess.
We had a client in here the other day. His wife left him for another woman
Hmm.
because his buddies thought it'd be funny to tell me about it in front of him.
Listen, that's not a knock on that guy. He's the last dick she's ever going to get. That's a prize.
I wish I'd have said that to him.
That
but
is a treat to know that this lady's going to go the rest of her life, and he was the last one to lay the wood to her. Hopefully.
his buddies were like, Jeff, tell me your story.
Right, yeah. So, God, good for him. Good for him. No more competition. He doesn't have to worry about any more competition in his life. Good for him. I'm proud of him. Proud of them. They should all turn lesbian after they leave us.
But when Friends was going on, that was very rare,
Right.
unless you're Lou Diamond Phillips.
What did Lou Diamond Phillips do?
His wife was stolen by Melissa Etheridge.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I should say stolen. You might want to fact check me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's exactly right. Melissa Etheridge is married to Lou Diamond Phillips' ex-wife.
I'll just look up Lou Diamond Phillips.
You think it's going to say right there his wife left him for another woman?
He's Filipino.
He plays Indian on some show.
Son of a bitch, you can't trust anything anymore.
Oh, he was also an Indian in Young Guns, wasn't he?
That's all he does is play the Indian guy.
He's playing a sheriff now in Windwalker or Wind something or...
Not even Indian. What? Oh, hold on a second. His father was an American of Scottish, Irish, and Cherokee descent. I bet he went to college for free.
He's got 1/16 blood. He's getting a check.
Yeah.
And a casino.
Mostly Scott-Irish, but that Cherokee descent, we're gonna you get your college paid for.
He's more Indian than Elizabeth Warren is.
Julie Cipher. Yes, you are correct.
Left him for Melissa Etheridge.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That lady can sing too, boy.
She can.
Boy, what a great voice. I wonder if is she still alive, I guess?
Melissa Etheridge?
Yeah.
I'm assuming so. 1995, she and Melissa Etheridge appeared in We'd Rather Go Naked Than Wear Fur poster campaign for PETA. Believe they got together in 90. So, split up in 2000. God bless them.
Did he ever marry anybody else?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
He was great in Longmire. Played an Indian
guy.
Yeah, owned the Red Pony or something.
He'd be much better playing a surfer in Hawaii than.
That is another great series that people, if they have forgot, if you're young and you just got into being old enough to really watch Netflix and watch series and you don't watch kiddie shit, watch Longmire. That's a great series.
He's done it. He's married. He married Kelly Phillips and somebody else. I can't.
So he's been married a couple of times.
Yeah. Just a restless heart, waiting for his turn.
Well, his true love went off with another woman. So you think that's a badge of courage? You don't think that's a bad deal because those guys feel embarrassed by that.
No. That's great.
So
that is great.
So would you rather Jesse leave you for another woman than a man?
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Absolutely. Not going to get compared to anything. Yeah.
So that's what you'd prefer?
Yes. 100%. Yeah.
I've had a
because
couple.
I don't want to be compared to anything. Like, oh yeah, this is a lot better than what I had with Andy.
I got a couple of
Fuck
friends
that.
of mine that
Go
listen
woman.
to the podcast. I'm going to reach out to them and ask them this.
What do you mean?
I'm going to ask them if it was one of them's wife left him for a woman, and then his next wife left him for a man. So I'll ask him which one's worse.
Yeah. Listen, he'll fuck with your mind, leaving him for a dude.
More than a woman.
Yes. Just be happy. Just be happy. No, there's not going to be any comparison.
I'd be more scared to take a man's or a lesbian's woman than I would be a man's woman. I think that lesbian woman would be more vindictive.
I don't know. Lou Diamond Phillips. Forgot about this guy. He's been in some good stuff. Always played the Indian, though.
Always cashed in on it. You know the guy. You don't know this, I don't think, but when I was a kid, there used to be a commercial of an Indian. He was in a canoe floating, and you think it's going to be like in Wyoming or something, and you see something in the river floating, and you look down, and it's trash. And he stands on the bank, and he's got this tear coming down his eye, and he looks like the same Indian that's on the old Washington Redskins helmet, the feather in and stuff.
Right.
He wasn't even a freaking Indian. But he was in a commercial.
He also played Richard Ramirez in The Night Stalker. That was a good Netflix show. This not with Lou Diamond Phillips in it, but the documentary. This creepy guy. Very, very evil.
What there's a serial killer right now in Hollywood that's hitting IG models.
I did not know that. I knew that there was one in Austin.
They caught that guy, I think.
Oh, they did?
I think they caught that guy. He was dumping all the bodies in the river.
Yeah,
It was gay
yeah.
guys, wasn't it? I think it was gay men. He was.
I think it was just people that happened to be like in the park.
What's it? Barton Springs or whatever it is in Austin?
I'm not sure.
I think they arrested a guy the other day for that. But there's a guy in L.A. right now that's killing IG models.
Raul Meza is behind bars and leaves a trail of death in his wake. So yeah, they did catch the Austin guy.
I was thinking they did, but there's one.
Lady Bird Lake.
Lady Bird Lake. You know who that's named after, right?
Lady Bird.
Do you know who Lady Bird was?
Lyndon B's wife.
Yes.
Yes, I do know my history.
Well, I've just was
At
curious
least 5 bodies have been found in Lady Bird Lake in 2023. That's a serial killer now?
How many?
5.
If you did 5 different murders in a row, yeah, what would you classify as serial killer? What's your numbers? 10, 20, 30?
Like 6.5.
6.5.
Yeah, I think you got to have 6.5 to be.
So if you kill
considered
5 different people, you don't think that's a serial killer?
No. 6.5. Speaking of odd numbers, did you see Sean McVay kicked a field goal with 5 seconds left?
Yeah. Did you see the reason they said he did it, other than the point spread?
Yeah.
That's what everybody's complaining about because it was a change
covered.
the money line. But in his defense, if he kicks a field goal and he can kick an onside kick, but he can do it in 5 seconds and get the ball, throw a deep shot to win the game.
5 seconds.
But they hurried up to do it. But the officials were hurrying up too.
The officials are in on the take.
Well, so you think that's part of the NFL script?
Not part of the script, but I think somebody owed some money. They're betting. Why would you do that? You're down 10, and do points matter for a postseason? Is there any scenario where
I think just high school football. I've never heard of points being, and it may come down to points if you lose a deal. The Rams are a better football team than I thought they were going to be this year.
because it was against San Francisco, right?
Yep, 49ers.
So I didn't know. The only thing I can see is like if possibly there's a tie and the two, say them and San Francisco split the series, maybe it goes to who has the biggest point spread.
If it would have been 30 seconds left in the game and he had a chance to time to
I'm
do
all
an
for
onside
it.
kick,
Tie
but
the ball game.
it does look pretty fugazi.
Yeah.
And I've heard a lot of people complaining about that.
Well, I mean, the spread is 7.5 actually. You're down 10, and you kick a field goal with 5 seconds left.
To kill the spread.
What else are you doing?
The biggest spread killer of all, the what do they call that, bad beat, was your Texas Tech Red Raiders the week before.
Why?
Because Tech has the ball with a chance to kick a field goal to win the game.
When they played Oregon.
And that kid threw an interception, got bobbled interception.
Yes.
Oregon went from a loser to they won the deal and they covered the spread.
Yeah.
The spread was 6.5 points, and by them doing that with no time left, the final score was 7. Now, I'm the poor fucker that gets beat on that deal. I'm never the one that's going to win that bet.
No.
But everybody in Oregon won their bet because of that.
Yeah.
The bet on that game.
Big game this week. Big game this week.
Which one?
Colorado and Oregon.
Yeah, Oregon wins that game.
You're probably right. They got to go to Oregon.
You know, I'm glad you brung this up.
Uh-oh.
Dion.
Prime.
Coach Prime.
Coach, call him by his name.
Has done
Coach
a
Prime.
great job at Colorado.
Yes.
A great job. The best
Most watched game in college history was last week.
history?
History.
No.
Yes. History.
There's no way.
Just read it.
Maybe in
biggest-
Colorado history.
Biggest game in NCAA history.
Well, it was.
I'll fact check it.
It was the. I don't think that's fact. I think that's going to be wrong.
Colorado.
But I stayed up until the second overtime. I went to sleep. I fell asleep. It was late. It was Saturday night. It was the only game on town, so TV. So I could see where it would pull in a lot of views. But I just don't think it's the most ever.
Colorado double overtime victory against Colorado State, which ended in the early hours of Sunday in most of the country, drew 9.3 million views to make it the most watched late night game
Ever.
college football
Yeah.
has ever delivered.
Okay, I can see that. Because I watched the game. Normally, I wouldn't give two shits about watching Colorado and Colorado State.
I wanted to stay up, but I had to be up to do a teal hunt.
Right.
If I would have just had, here's the deal. I weighed it. Like, because it was probably over, 1 o'clock?
It was late. Just staying up all night?
I was like, because I turned it off at halftime. If I only had to do breakfast out here the next day, I would have stayed up and watched it. But knowing that I had to do a teal hunt and I had to function for a couple of hours, I probably would have watched it.
Okay, here's what I was going to get to about that game. I'm going to talk about a little bit about Colorado anyways.
Okay.
They're catching shit about that kid on the late hit. His late hit, he didn't try to lacerate the kid's liver. It's just a bad decision. It happens in
It
football.
wasn't a bad decision. There was intent.
You see it all the time in pro games,
There was
too.
intent.
Okay, but you see it in pro football games all the time, too. It happens.
Okay.
But he didn't intend to knock the kid out for the rest of the season. He just wanted to knock the shit out of the kid.
He wanted to have him not play. You can't tell me that he didn't.
Andy,
You can't.
you play football. You know damn well that chances you hit and say if he'd
You
have
can't tell me.
he didn't hit him no more than harder than he would have got hit if he'd have caught the damn ball.
But he didn't catch the ball.
He didn't hit him in the fucking face, the head. He hit him in the guts.
Jeff, you're wrong about
No,
this.
I'm not.
He wanted to knock him out of the game.
No.
Yes, he did.
Anyways, the kid come out and played again the second quarter. Then he went to the locker room. And they took him. He's got a lacerated liver. I feel
Yeah.
sorry. Prayers for the kid. I hope he's going to be okay. He's a phenomenal athlete. But also in that game, Shador Sanders, one of the Sanders boys, tried to poke a guy's eye out.
Captain
Okay.
Insano, show no mercy.
That's right. Why ain't there fucking bunch of people raising hell about that? Took somebody's fucking eyeballs out.
Oh, we didn't take anybody.
Whoa,
It's
hold on.
harmless,
So
Jeff.
it's what I mean. You're seeing things through your old half-colored rose-colored
I'm not
glasses.
seeing anything
Yes.
through anyway.
But there should be an outpour. There should be a bunch of people bitching about that too. It's football. Shit happens. And Dion is exactly right. For people to be bitching about this kid and death threats, that's fucking
He shouldn't be
stupid.
getting death threats. No, absolutely not.
And he shouldn't be kicked out of 3 fucking games. It's a penalty. It happens every fucking game.
But you can't tell. Okay. You can't tell me that he doesn't have intent.
He
doesn't have
meant to
bad
hit the kid,
intentions.
but he didn't intend to knock the kid out or hurt him. It's just football. It was a bad hit. But then when he pokes his fucking eyes out, shit, that's fucking intent more than that other kid was. And you know that.
Did Shador get any fines?
No, they didn't do shit to him. That's what I'm saying. Everybody wants to kick that kid out 3 games, kick out the Sanders kid, the quarterback, for 3 games too.
Yeah, but what
No,
he did
no,
didn't
yeah,
happen.
but see, that's what I'm saying.
What he did didn't happen. It didn't happen.
It's a double standard here. though.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, bam.
And the kid don't even hit him that hard. He just hit him in the right spot.
Hit him in the right spot.
But I mean, look, he even slows down a little bit. The kid that's on the look, see, he slows down.
Well, it's in slow motion.
Right. Well, he didn't. But it was a cheap shot. I agree with you on that. When it happened, I agreed with you on that shit.
I do not believe that he should be getting death threats. That is way out of line. It's a violent sport. I do think that he thought, hey, here's my chance. If I can get him out of this game and get it to where he's not a factor, here's my chance.
Do you think he should be kicked out of? Do you think he should have been kicked out of that game?
Yes.
You think so? So every late hit, kid should get kicked out of a play.
Do they not? Don't,
No,
all personal
targeting.
fouls
No, targeting. If you go helmet to helmet, you get kicked out. There's all kinds of late hits in game. They don't kick you out. You don't kick nobody out for that shit.
I thought it would have been like targeting or something.
No.
Because I thought it was just standard practice that you get kicked out in the NCAA.
No,
for stuff
no,
like
for
that.
targeting.
Did he not get kicked out?
No, he didn't. He's got a 15-yard penalty. That's what should have happened.
Right.
But they're like, they ought to. His coach, I saw a guy, his coach is suspending for 3 games. Why the fuck would you do that?
Did he get a suspension?
No.
Okay. Well, you acted like he did.
No, these people are bitching in grass. But if he's going to get that, then the Sanders kid should for poking an eye. What I hate more than anything is the Hunter kid is not going to play against Oregon.
Or
He's
out
only missing
several.
1 game.
Oh, he is.
That's what I saw last night.
Okay.
But that's a shame. I don't think they can beat Oregon. They just barely beat Colorado State. They've
Yeah,
got
but that's a big game.
They
I
got-
mean, I'm not from Colorado, but I've heard there's enough history to this. Like that's a rivalry game.
in college football rivalry games are a lot different.
Right.
And it was a very good football game. Colorado has been fun to watch. Mm-hmm. Every game they've been exciting because it's been a game till the very end of the thing.
Yes.
Now, they were 23-point favorites over Colorado State and just barely won. They got all the deal for being beaten TCU. TCU's not that good a football team. Coach Prime has done a great job. Mm-hmm. He's got in. I don't know about all the shit he brings to his sidelines. And we'll see if it's going to catch up to him or if it's going to help him. But he has gotten involved. Everybody, LeBron James even tweeted out about the hit on the game and stuff. Everybody's watching Colorado because of Deion.
They are.
And Deion's a really cool dude, and he's done a lot of things. I forgot he played in a World Series and played NFL games on Sundays and while he played in the World Series.
Yeah. Guy's an athlete.
Oh,
Guy's a stud.
His cousin, Junebug,
Junebug.
was not a better athlete than Deion.
I bet he was.
I don't know about that.
Why would Deion even say so?
Because Junebug probably dead or don't have much in his life. He's trying to just reach out to Junebug. But he's done a good job with those kids.
Love
He's done
everything
well.
that he's done.
And Colorado could not have paid for more publicity than get. And I guess Blake Poppy, maybe you wouldn't be upset if Nebraska would have hired him. And he's changing college football because he's showing that you don't have to recruit. You can go just transfer portal and get every kid you want.
Who doesn't want to play for him though?
That's why a lot of people don't like it.
I'm sure they don't.
But when the season's over, I think he's going to win 7 or 8 games,
Probably so.
which is a big improvement from the year before. Now, if he could recruit some linemen,
Yeah.
he would really have a good team. He just don't have no line.
On either side of the ball.
No, not all. That's why a good football team. USC seriously may score 100 points on them. They are so
What
good
time is that
offensively.
game? I know Saturday is noon.
Yes,
Right?
Saturday is
So-
the noon game, or 2:00. 2:30 is the Saturday game.
I think you're wrong.
I think it's 2:30. I think it's the prime ABC game. And everybody's going to watch it because everybody wants to see. Everybody. Here's what's happening. If you like Deion, you're wanting to see Colorado win. If you don't like Deion, you're wanting to see him lose. So,
But you're watching.
You're watching the game.
But you're watching.
2:30.
One of the games was a noon game. Maybe it's USC.
Well, that would be if it starts at noon. That would be 10 o'clock in the morning out there.
Yeah,
11
there it
a.m.
Yeah, 10 o'clock in the morning.
What day is that on?
Next Saturday.
September
30th.
30th. Is that the Texas OU game too? Because it's 11 o'clock also.
Right around that same time.
Shit.
Why?
Well, I'm going to watch Texas and OU.
Nope.
Good.
Next
It's the next week.
Yep. But yeah, either way, whether you like Coach Prime or you hate him, you're watching him.
Yes. And I think it's done good. The funny thing is, Tony made a comment. He goes, "Hey, you think all them white people at Colorado felt watching Lil Wayne come out on the field?"
They loved it. Free concert.
So I did some research yesterday. 35,000 kids go to Colorado. 646 black kids go to school there.
right.
I'll bet next year there's 3,000 black kids enrolled at the University of Colorado. I think it's going to become the cool college that people are going to want to go to.
The hip college.
Yeah. Other than freezing your ass off in the wintertime.
Yeah, but Coach Prime doesn't care about that. Football's over by then.
No, but he will. I think that he will. I think a lot of inner city black kids now are going to want to go off to go to college, or Colorado's the school they're going to look at now.
Sure.
I'm telling you, he's been good for that school. That was a smart move. And I was trying to think of someone you could hire to get that same kind of attention.
There's nobody.
And I don't think so. Like Shaquille O'Neal on the basketball side, if you hired Shaq as your basketball, but people don't get into it like they do football. There's a big college basketball deal holds 15, 20,000 people maybe.
Right.
There's
nobody. This is the biggest show ever.
Yeah, I don't think there's no. I can't think of anybody else that you could hire that would pull in the people for football, a first-year Division I head coaching job.
Yeah.
I guess he was on 60 Minutes, and they were trying to make him look bad for leaving Jackson State.
Why would you want to make the guy look bad for bettering his life?
I think that a lot of people are trying to say he backed out on the black community by doing that.
I mean, I think he is. I think he's
It was an opportunity.
making the black community, more mainstream by having a bigger audience, going Division I.
If you are a coach and you're coaching at an HBSCU school, whatever it's called, or you're coaching at a Division II, or you're coaching at Tarleton State, I don't know who their head football coach is, and you have a chance to go to a Power 5 school, you're taking that job.
Yeah.
And if you do good there, you can go to a bigger Power 5 school or you can stay there. I don't know much about the University of Colorado. I've always said that the best job in college football is the job at Oklahoma State.
I don't know. He's about to get fired.
Gundy?
Fuck.
No, I ain't going to fire him.
Hey, they lost to
South Alabama.
Alabama.
He'll have to have 2 or 3 years of bad row before they fire him. The coach at Texas Tech is in one of the best jobs. The guy at Iowa State is in one of the best jobs.
They're trying to get rid of him.
Of Matt Campbell?
I think it was him.
At Iowa State? He's a good coach. But those schools, they start to get too big for the britches. They forget when they were 2-10 for 20 years in a row. Those schools, if you win 7 to 10 games a year and you go to a bowl game every year, your life is made. Sometimes they start thinking that they're more important than they are.
Here he comes.
See, he's stupid for even jacking with that guy. He'll just keep going.
Well, you would figure.
I mean,
unless he knows that he's on the hot seat and that pushed the button.
I don't. I mean, if you got to have some heckling guy with 4 teeth tell you you're on the hot seat when you lose to Iowa and it's your big rivalry,
why else would you have a reaction like that? If
I
you
don't
weren't
have.
genuinely concerned about it.
He's had every chance to go to different places. He had a chance for the Penn State job, but they're not going to fire him. If they do, they've got a short memory of how shitty it was before he got there.
They beat Tech every year.
They've had some really good teams lately, but there for a long time they were pretty bad for many years.
Right.
Then they start winning, and now they're thinking they're going to play in a national championship game. They're going to have the perfect recipe and go 12 or 13-0 and get lucky to get in a final, like TCU did last year. Mm-hmm. TCU had everything go for it. They had a really good football team. They got better as the year went on, and then they got to play Michigan, and they got some breaks. I think Michigan had 4 or 5 turnovers in that game, beat Michigan in the semifinals, and then they got absolutely annihilated by Georgia.
Yeah.
Best thing to happen to TCU probably if they'd got beat 55-54 by Michigan. Been a great year, and what if?
That's all you can do at that point.
But I don't think that. I think Iowa State would be a fool to hire him. But those are good jobs. Colorado's that kind of job.
Yeah, the expectations are non-existent among the fan base.
They won a national championship in the early 90s or late 80s, and they had a pretty good run. But there's a big damn difference. They're not Alabama. And if those people out there think Deion's going to win a national championship, in 3 years Deion might compete, but he's not a national championship team this year.
No.
He can't play with them SEC schools. He can't play with Texas or Oklahoma. I'll tell you what, them and Texas Tech would be a good game. Tech don't score. Tech don't score the points like they used to. Though.
No, we need that air raid offense back. Bring Cliff Kingsbury back. Short memory. We love him. Bring him back.
I wish they'd hire him.
Bring him back.
Y'all got a great coach. Y'all beat Tarleton.
Well, fuck yeah, we did. That might be the highlight of our season.
Have you seen the weather for the next week? Hot
It's gonna be
again.
hot again.
Even up north, I've been looking and it's hot.
Stalled migration. Maybe.
That's what I'm wondering.
Oh, well. I don't need them here until the first part of November. Hopefully they're somewhere tucked away, safe, away from gunshots. They can be up in none of it for all I give a shit.
I looked at.
Hanging out on the water.
I'm gonna look and see what the weather forecast is up north. I talked to little Josh, and he said it's supposed to snow where they're at.
Good.
Mother, father.
What?
Kareem Hunt just signed with the Browns.
I don't think it's going to be a factor.
He didn't make that other guy beat him out earlier. That's why they cut him. That's me too. But I wish now I'd have picked him up.
I'm not worried about that.
Okay, we'll look at Devils Lake, North Dakota. 10-day forecast. 70, 65, 64, 60. I bet that's pretty close to normal. I don't know what the normal high is for up there. I'm looking at Canada now. Well, we do need some. We're going to need some winter here pretty quick. We just cannot get a break on any of that.
Why?
We just can't. Every time the rain goes to the north of us or the south of us. Yeah, Carrot River, 60s, 70s. I mean, it's almost late September and it's 70 degrees up in Carrot River, Canada still.
It'll cool off. What do you think about Senate lowering the standard for the dress code?
You mean the Fetterman
I
rule?
guess it's all for Fetterman.
Have you seen the conspiracy theory on his ass on his tattoos?
Yeah, where'd they go?
Is that fake shit or is it real, you think?
Oh, I don't know. I've not looked at that.
I've seen, if this is the body double Fetterman, I saw him doing a news conference yesterday. Mm-hmm. They picked another fucking idiot if they did.
Right.
I don't think you could get a body double be that stupid. I don't. I mean, what's crazy is they're telling them they don't have a dress code, but if you go to the Senate, you have to wear
a dress
one.
code.
And I don't know how we let them continue to do that shit. First of all, there should be a dress code for certain things. If you're a funeral director, you should be wearing a fucking suit.
Yeah.
If you're on the Senate or the House, you should be wearing a suit.
Right.
If you're the
I would
president of
think.
the United States and you get up and give a speech, you should be wearing a suit. Mm-hmm. It's just the way it should be.
But I guess what's his nuts? Zelensky's not. So.
Well,
Oh, Kareem Hunt's there in the baller league. I might grab him real quick. Who can I drop though? Johan Dotson. Goodbye.
oh, that don't mean much to me. Oh, look, I'm gonna pick him up.
Somebody got him already.
Somebody snagged him.
Oh well.
Well, everybody that picked up D Ford now is like, son of a bitch.
Motherfucker. Yeah, exactly. Wonder who picked him up. Because he was just a free agent.
I really honestly thought that Cleveland would try to make a trade with Indianapolis
No.
for John Taylor.
Payne got him 2 hours ago. I don't know why it said he was a free agent. Interesting. I can see he's working hard today.
It's 7:45 out there.
Well, motherfucker ought to get with it.
I don't think they start till 9 o'clock. I don't think he has to be in the office till 9.
That fucking army life.
All right, let's get off here. We got to go do a... The school is using me and Andy are going to school to do a talk in an assembly. That's scary.
Listen, there's a firmament, kids. I know you probably haven't heard it,
Oh, Jesus.
but there's a firmament. Look it up. It's in the Bible. There's a firmament. You're all fucked. The interest rates are going to be, you can't buy a house. It's too expensive to buy a house. You can't have kids anymore. You got atrazine in your water. You're probably all sterile. There's a firmament. You're all fucked and everything you've learned is a lie.
Hey, I'm going to tell you, before we get off here, I want you to look at the lyrics to the song Californication. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
That's kind of scary, isn't it? The scariest part of the whole deal, or the weird deal, was talking about the girl in Sweden,
Yeah. What's her name?
Greta Thunberg, or Thunberg, or whatever it is. I thought that was kind of an interesting play on things. What's wrong?
Oh, I got to go to my ex. Stanley Kubrick has... Stanley Kubrick. Isn't it Kubrick? What's the guy that filmed the moon landing?
I think that's right.
No, I don't.
They even reference it in Californication too.
They did. That's what brought it up. Cobain. Now I got to find this. Stanley. What the fuck?
It's Kubrick, I think.
Well, now I got to find it. Hold on. But like it shows them doing it.
Filming the moon landing.
Yeah. It's all fake.
Guy came in the kitchen Saturday night, and you had left. He goes, Jeff, Andy seems like really a smart guy. He goes, does he really think the Earth is flat?
There's a firmament, kid.
I said, I don't think thinks is as flat as he tries to make everybody think he does on the podcast.
There's a firmament, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry to tell you. Now I'm not going to be able to find it. I liked it.
But anyway, so it shows them filming the moon landing.
Yes. I should have bookmarked it. I don't know how to work X, to be quite honest with you. So, like, most of the time...
Have you ever seen the pictures of...
Here's something that I bookmarked that's interesting, though. 2020 was a terrible year, but it's still far from being the worst in recorded human history. Here are a few bad ones. 1949 was the peak of the Black Death, which killed an estimated 75 to 200 million people in Europe, Eurasia, and North Africa. It is considered the deadliest pandemic in human history. 1520 was when smallpox spread across
Whoa. 1949?
1349.
Okay.
Did I say
All right.
1949?
Yeah, I thought you did, and I was like, well, I never even heard of this shit before.
1520 was when smallpox spread across the Americas, killing an estimated 90% of indigenous people. It is estimated that 25 to 55 million people perished.
In what year?
1520?
I thought we were giving them blankets with that on it.
Yeah, well, probably.
That wasn't in
A
1520.
long time ago. Well, it came over here with the Spaniards. Whole host of shit. 1918 was when influenza pandemic killed an estimated 50 million people across the globe. As many as 500 million people were infected. These were terrible years, but many historians believe that the absolute worst was 536 AD. According to medieval historian Michael McCormick, it is the beginning of the worst period to be alive. If not the worst year, what exactly happened in 536? Well, for starters, a volcano erupted in Iceland, which dimmed the sun for 18 months, causing the global temperature to decrease by 1.5 to 2.5 degrees Celsius. This led to the coldest decade in 2,000 years, leading to crop failures, mass starvations in Europe, Mesopotamia, and China. In 540, there was another volcanic eruption, this time in El Salvador, which killed tens of thousands of people, decreased the global temperature once again. In 541, the plague of Justinian began to spread throughout the Mediterranean basin, which killed 35 to 55% of the population. The plague would greatly weaken the Byzantine Empire after devastating its capital, Constantinople. So,
Things ain't as bad as we think they are.
never.
That Iceland deal, that's amazing to think about. 18 months. That would that'd change our migration habits.
Oh, it fucking changed everything. Everybody would starve. You wouldn't be able to grow anything. That's what's crazy.
Yeah, you still could grow shit here because we have pot farms that grow in basements. There's grow houses.
You wouldn't be able to grow enough to feed everybody.
You can feed your family.
Maybe. Natural disasters, crop failures, and plague would go on to decimate Europe's economy. It would not recover until 640, more than a century later. No, but everybody makes a big deal about global warming. If you really wanted to fuck with the economy and people and starve people out, you would make the world colder, not hotter.
I agree with you on that.
So people that say this global warming is the government doing it or whatever, not a shot. Not a shot. If they really wanted to starve you out, they'd make it colder, make it wetter where you can't grow anything or get anything out of the field. That's when you're going to see.
I don't believe in the HARP shit. I don't believe we can manipulate hurricanes. I don't think we can create enough power or energy to do that. But I do believe that there's some satellites in space. I know you don't believe in satellites because you don't believe
There's
in
a
satellites.
firmament, kids.
But I believe that they can weaponize them with some sort of laser that could probably put a heat source and maybe start a fire or something. I do believe that.
Here's the thing that is crazy about what I just read. This is what will really blow your mind when you think about it. You and I, we're talking on this podcast, and everybody that's listening, all had ancestors that somehow spread their genes before they either survived it or they died. But, like, you think about it. Like, every one of us that's here today could as easily not have been here if the Black Death would have got them, smallpox, influenza, starvation, migration, didn't find somebody dumb enough to sleep with them. I mean, there's a whole host of reasons. But every one of us has an ancestor that propagated their genes into the future. And it would have been just as easy if they did not. Because there's somebody, or there's not somebody, but there is the idea that somebody is not here today because they didn't make it through this.
That's true.
500. We could have been like the thought of us could have ended in 540 AD in that volcanic eruption.
Survivors.
Every one of us.
Yep.
All the wars, all the famine, the droughts, the flooding, the weather changes, government assassinations. None of us should be here. If you just look at the numbers, pandemics, like real pandemics, not this one that kills less than 1% of people that get it.
Yeah, but we're going to shut the world down for it, though.
They are saying there's one coming out of somewhere that has like a 75% mortality rate.
No, they're working on it.
That's just crazy to think.
Yep. I can't.
Well, and it, like not just us, but like our wives. Like their family had to make it for you to have the life that you do today.
You like a deep thinking on this deal, huh?
Well, think like what's the odds on that?
Well, what's the odds on that you were the sperm that made it out?
I think it's 2.5 billion to 1.
There you go.
But like then factor in these odds.
Understand.
Like it's in the trillions. That's a big number. What if my wife's family wouldn't have made it throughout all that?
Then you wouldn't have your kids or your
Wouldn't
wife.
have the kids.
Or the wife.
It's
Who would you miss more, your wife or your kids?
just mind numbing. I wouldn't know any of them. That's the thing.
That's a good answer there.
You wouldn't even know that you're missing them. Crazy shit. Crazy shit.
Shit, Danny Masterson's getting divorced now. Damn it.
I did see Ashton Kutcher step down from his protective role or whatever he had.
Protective role.
Yeah, he had some role that like shined a spotlight on child sex thing. His wife was 14 when they roll on that 70s show. She was having to make out with Ashton Kutcher, who was 18 or 19 at the time.
Oh, what's her name?
Mila Kunis.
Yeah. So she was 14?
Yeah. He was her first kiss.
And her last. Be a country song.
Probably not her last, but
anyways, he took up for Danny Masterson.
he did, and I think there was a bet between him and Danny Masterson of who could, if Ashton could get the deed done, how quickly he could do it.
With Mila?
Yeah.
When she was 14?
Evidently so. It is, and she was a part of the interview.
This is not Hollywood 1920s.
Why?
Fatty Arbuckle. That's what that was common.
With 14-year-olds?
Whoever was there. If you don't think there was a lot of underage sex in Hollywood in the 20s and 30s, you've lost your damn mind.
Right. We do got to go, though. So.
Yeah, we got to get out of here.
All right. Pay attention to the firmament and be safe. Have a great week. We will talk to you tomorrow.
See you. Peace.
Goodbye. Go check out our sponsors. Go check out Hemp Hill Farms. Aging sucks. Make it suck a little bit less with some good CBD. They will take care of you. Use our promo code BHP. Save some money. Alpha Outdoor Specialties, Stanfield Outfitters, MLR Graphics, Boss Shot Shells, Pacific Calls, Dive Bomb Industries, Dirty Duck Coffee, Shin Gear, Looking Glass Podcast, Lucky Duck, Double T British Kennels, Ducks Unlimited, Mossberg, and I think Stanfield Outfitters.